not with the gang, what the is you doing? Leak one.
Gang. Long as you fuck with the gang. Gang. Everything gon' be okay. If you see us coming and walking your way, you best say what up to the gang. If you got a problem, then we on the way. Don't nobody fuck with the gang. Gang. Long as you fuck with the gang. Everything gon' be okay. If you see us coming and walking your way, you best say what up to the gang. If you got a problem, then we on the way. Don't nobody fuck with the gang. I'm with the G-A-N-G, my nigga Shell, TMNT, we blowing up like TNT. We hit the top, no calling my phone. You'll get dial tones in AT&T. Pretty blue skies is all I can see. You with the gang, you get it for free. Ain't no disguise, just me and the guys until I D-I-E, watch me get fancy. My girl a Bentley, your girl a Camry. That ain't a candy, that's just a Cammy. We don't need candy, ain't nothing sweet. I got a space on the top shelf next to my granny, that's for my Grammys. I feel like Penny, how my family proud, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, if y'all can't tell, man, we got a comedian in this motherfucker today, man. It's the Qualified to Motivate podcast. I'm your host, Dante Equipment. I got my co-host in here with me, the man himself.
Yes, sir.
Bryson Rodee. Cherry
Welcome
top.
to the show.
Welcome to the show, goddamn.
Oh my God!
And we got a and we got a very special guest in the building. One of the most funniest comedians you've ever seen.
Okay.
Hilliary Begley, Asheville's finest.
Yeah.
Glad to have you.
Thank you very much for having me.
I like to start that we done got off to. We about to get gutter in this motherfucker today.
Oh, we about to get gutted, he says.
First things first. This is the Qualified to Motivate podcast. I ask every guest when they come on here. I just gotta know what do you feel makes you, and don't put too much pressure on yourself for this question.
Oh, okay.
But what do you feel makes you qualified to motivate your fans out there, comedians, or anybody who's just trying to grind?
No pressure at all, he says.
It's none.
What qualifies me to motivate?
And I guess before you go into that, the thing is, it's like everybody's qualified to motivate.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got their
At least
story.
every guest on this show. No,
Damn
maybe
right.
not every.
Damn right. Not all of y'all. Some of y'all ain't shit.
Everybody's got some way of
Yeah.
motivating somebody, okay? It may not be motivated to do the best things, but that's best believe somebody is motivating somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, for myself, I think it is trying to be my most authentic self at all times. And my most authentic self is very supportive, like, I saw this TikTok not too long ago about, the adults that you become, saying that the adults that you become are the people that you needed when you were children.
Yeah.
And for a long time growing up, I did not have like acceptance or like genuine support of my person. They would call it support, but they would call it support. Okay,
Yeah.
but it still felt bad to me.
Yeah.
And so I think that I look for the best I can see in every person, and I will all but lay down and let them run over me before I'm like, oh, okay, maybe you're not so good. Okay?
I ain't gonna lie, that's deep
But
what
for
you just
a
said,
while,
though.
for a while, they are motivated.
Yeah.
You know?
That's deep what you just said. You said everybody becomes who they needed when they was younger.
I wish I knew who to reference on TikTok about that.
ain't
You
even
know?
I've heard that one
That's
before.
heavy.
I don't know if it was a TikTok,
That's
but
heavy.
definitely.
That's the first time it's been
The
said
adults
on this
that you
podcast.
become.
Yeah.
That's tough. That really just, I got some thinking and maybe some therapy lessons to go to after this episode. I like that one. That was good.
Well, I mean, I was thinking about, what is my purpose
Right.
on the planet? Like if it's not to, I have a innate capability of making anyone feel comfortable.
Okay.
And that's because that's something that I never felt, but I always wanted.
Yeah.
And so as long as I'm open and like allow people to be who they are, I'm gonna find something good about it, you know?
Nice.
And I think that's pretty motivating.
So, and speaking on that supportive part, you just said I got to go and throw this little out there before we get started. Very supportive comedian, because the first show that I was on, my first ever booked gig where I got money to tell some jokes, Miss Hilliary Begley was
Oh,
the
really?
one that
You
threw me
hadn't
up
done-
there. That was my first
Cool,
10-minute
Dante.
set. First not an open mic was from Miss Hilliary Begley. No, I'll never forget.
when he
it.
brought his grandmother and his mother to my show.
Front row.
Front row, and I
Front
was
row.
talking all types of shit.
And
I
they
was like,
love it.
oh.
And they love it. I'm talking
They
about
did. Yeah,
They love
well,
it. They still talk
see?
about you. They
Oh,
love it.
God.
No, not like that. Like they
No,
love
good.
it. They love
Yeah.
it. They had a ball.
That makes me happy. Also, I'm not jealous. Okay, maybe a little. I'm a little bit jealous seeing of you and the support of your family. And also it's a boy thing. Sometimes I think
It is. It
that
definitely
mommies
is.
and grandmommies are way more supportive.
It's
of.
not only that,
They're
I'm,
like he can
I'm-
do anything.
No, it's
and
not
I
only that.
love
I'm the
it.
youngest. I'm the youngest.
Oh,
yeah.
you're.
So it's, yeah.
I'm the
down on
eldest
it.
and
Yeah,
the
so
black
you-
sheep
yeah.
of our family.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah.
Like even like after I got the movie and stuff, I'm still like, why don't y'all? Can you don't respect what I'm doing? Can't you see it's working?
Yeah.
You know? And then I've got all these people that are just out in the world. They're like, Hilliary, we love you. Hilliary, you're great. You're great. And then I come home and the people that I want it from, they're like, you ain't shit.
Damn.
You stink.
Done.
And then I just cry, and it's fine.
That type of support you get reminds me of like you call IT support and they're like, "Have you tried turning it off?"
and turn it back on.
You're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I tried that.
Right.
I got that one, but what else can you do for
Well, I
me?"
really appreciate that. They're gonna really
Yeah.
they watch this, so they're gonna really like that.
Yeah, they did. I didn't know that was your first one though. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was. The
And
first
you know,
one.
you're not the first person to say that to me. Like, there have been several comics that I think are really funny. Like, my one friend, Sophia, she lives in Tampa now. And she was so nervous the first time she brought a sheet of paper on the stage. She was shaking to death.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you got it. It's okay. Put the paper down. You know what you need to say. And then later on, I find out that I'm the first person that encouraged her in any way
man,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And now she's doing it professionally down there.
Awesome.
What's up?
And Sarah Love said I was the first person that put her on her show that didn't want to sleep with her. And
Shout out, Chef.
I think Miranda,
Oh,
I
shit.
put Miranda on a show the first time she did one.
That's what's up.
And that, like there have been several that have passed through, and I mean, because I've been doing it for 11 years now, and I started my first show like 6 years ago.
Let's do it. Let's
I
start
guess.
at the beginning. What was
Yeah.
your inspirations to comedy? Like, what would you? I know you mentioned the church earlier, but what was
Well,
like your first inspirations
see-
to get into stand up?
I wasn't even about it. I wasn't even going to do that. I was so scared. Like I went through this phase of like habitually bringing everybody from the bar back to our apartment for a while. And we were there and there were this guy, Pat Henson, was there. And I didn't know that he had anything to do with comedy, but he apparently he ran an open mic at Broadway's. I never even did that mic, but he was there and we were drunk and talking. And as I am a colorful storyteller, I told him about when I was a kid, when I first started wearing glasses, how my cheeks were really, really fat and I wore these gold round rim glasses.
Yeah.
And every time I would smile, my cheeks would push my glasses up on my forehead. And he lost it. He was like, oh my God, you have to come and do stand up. And I'm like, you're crazy, you know? He's like, you've got to. This is hilarious. You're good. You got the personality. You can do it. And I completely ignored him for a very long time. And then this kid that I went to high school with, Macon Clark, who he was around when Cody and Petey they were all when I first started.
Yeah.
They were all doing it. But we had theater together and he like made me promise him that I would come and try it.
Yeah.
And I kept bullshitting. I think I came to one of the mics they had at Athena's and I sat and whoever the girl was on stage, it was so bad. It was like physically painful for me.
Yeah.
I ended up
Yeah.
just running out the door. I was like, I could never do this. Like,
Yeah.
get out of here. Talk about myself and not Jesus.
Yeah.
Get out.
We see how
I
bad
can't
it
do
can go.
Real.
And then it was weirdly, okay, this is going to sound crazy, but the number 333 follows me around everywhere, okay?
An angel number.
It is an angel number,
Yeah.
right?
What's
it
the
follows
meaning?
me. The meaning of this one
Yeah.
is support. It's support. You're surrounded.
It's all tying back together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by the ascended masters, and you're supposed to give gratitude or whatever. So I see it everywhere. For like as far as I can remember, our apartment was on the 3rd floor, number 33. My bedroom window outlooked the Bojangles, and they had 2 ham biscuits for $3.33.
Clutch.
Okay,
Clutch.
for months. All right.
Clutch.
And they kept asking me to come do comedy, and it was a Friday night. It was actually Jason Webb's mic.
Nice.
It was his mic, and it was in a laundromat called the Bar of Soap. And they asked me to come, and I was like, "Yeah, I know I said I would, but I don't know. And he's like, "Come on, Hillary, you promised." And I was like, "Okay, what's the address?"
Is this in high school?
No, this was in 2013.
Oh, you said you had theater class with somebody.
I had theater with Macon Clark. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had theater in high school.
Oh, okay.
And then
Got you.
I ran into him, and he
Yes.
did stand up.
All right,
And I was
all
like, he's like, "You got to come and do it," you
Yeah.
know, because he knew my talents. He had seen them before.
Yeah.
Either way, he told me, I said, "Okay, fine, what's the address?" And he said, "It's 333 Merriman Avenue." And I was like, "Well, shit.
gotta be there.
I gotta do it
Yeah.
now." And I did. And they didn't have no alcohol there. I was so scared and nervous, but I murdered the first time. Like, we go, after I was finished, we go outside, and Jason Webb's like, "So, how long have you been doing this?" I said, "This is my first time." He said,
About
"Fuck
5
you."
minutes.
He said, "I hate you."
As
Yeah.
always. Who was the first who are your favorite comedians?
Well, see, also, I didn't watch comedy. Like, I didn't really know anything about comedy. The very first stand-up I ever saw was Cat Williams when he got on the green velvet and the slick back hair.
Yeah.
I remember it was 2008. I
Hell
was
yeah.
watching it on a computer in my boyfriend's mama's house, and she came in while we were watching it and was like, "What is this devil white bitch doing in my house?"
Damn.
And I had to run up out of there. But that was the first. That was the first one that I ever saw, and it was great. And I'm like, he's just talking. Like, I can see where he's putting stuff together, you know, where the jokes are written, but he's just talking, you know. And then I moved out to LA in 2010, and I was like, I'm gonna be a star.
Damn right.
And I heard Tom Segura's "Death of the Party." Like, my friend Jennifer's boyfriend like played me one or two of the jokes off the album, and it was hilarious. I was rolling laughing about it. And then I watched Richard Pryor's Live on the Sunset Strip.
Nice.
That was it.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
Sold.
Because I laughed and I wept and then I laughed again, and I was like, my God, if I could ever, if I could ever
Get a
talk
pinch of
about
that.
my life and make people feel me, like where they think it's funny, where I make them feel good, and then I make it real, and they feel the pain, and then can go back to the laughter, then boy, we done had a whole thing. I was like, then my purpose will be fulfilled on this planet.
Right back to church.
Right back to church. I mean, okay, but a church that I don't feel, that I feel okay with in my conscience, in my, to keep my conscience clear. I feel okay with that.
Yeah.
Because when I was in the church, because of the hypocrisy that I witnessed firsthand and the like
in
damage
most
that it
churches.
did to me,
Yeah.
and like not being able to trust myself because of it, but I felt like I was lying to the people, you know? Like, I had a message and I could make you feel it, but it wasn't authentic to me. And when I stepped out of it, that's basically when my family stepped away from me. But
Is it like
when-
a small town church?
yeah, it's a small town
I know
church.
exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
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 Does get hypocritical
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, real, well, right. You can't be all Jesus loving and racist at the same time. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
No.
No,
No, you
you're not
cannot.
gonna tell me I'm the devil's asshole because I dated a black dude. Get away from me. You know, get away from me.
That is
I was like
crazy.
that. I'm like, you can't. That don't. We all bleed the same blood. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
The same red blood.
Yeah.
But see, and I say that the racist thing, but my grandma also used to my dad's white, but she said, baby, if I could just cut your veins open and drain out your daddy's blood, you'd be perfect. And I'm like, she thought she was being funny, you know?
Yeah, she was.
But I'm like, that's half of my personality. I love him. He ain't shit neither,
shit.
but I love him.
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, you got
And
it.
I'm like, how do you hate half of me? Like that's.
Oh man, I gotta take a quick bathroom break, but I want you,
Okay.
Hillary. I want you to, you know what I'm saying. I've been telling my man, he's been thinking about it. He's been playing with it. He's tippy toeing, thinking about getting up there. And I this was my advice that I told him the other night. I got real with him. I was like, listen, man. I was like, don't do this, bro. I was like, don't do this if you ain't really trying to. Cause I was like, I know you. I was like, when you get up there, it's gonna go good. And I was like, if you get that laugh. 20 or more people, it's over. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
he ain't lying.
yeah, so
He
give him,
ain't lying about that.
give him, and some of the
Because-
new young comedians, and me too, so I can go back and listen. I'm a new young comedian, but just anybody wanting to try, give him and anybody wanting to try some advice. Oh, I know
Okay,
he uses bad.
so if it's good,
Yeah.
you gonna get the itch. Like
Yeah.
it's like something you can't scratch it until you get back up there.
Yeah.
And I'm a hard one to kind of talk about that with a little bit because the first time I did really well, and then I did really well for the next like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
Before I had my first bomb.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute, the tears were hot.
Yeah.
The tears were hot on my cheeks
Yeah.
before I could get all the way out of there. I said, oh no, what has happened? I said, I lost it that quick. The boys had a running bet that I wasn't ever going to come back again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
it
like,
cut
oh,
deep.
she's wounded.
Yeah.
She's never coming back. And I didn't come back for like 2 weeks. And I had to lick my wounds, but then I came back and killed it all over again.
Yeah.
you
That's what
know?
I'm saying. You see, like, I've been hanging out with Dante, so I'm only seeing him do like at least good.
Yeah,
like it's
right,
never
yeah.
been real bad. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's the worst
Well,
thing that
that's how
happen?
you know, because some people are real bad and they can't see it.
And they just keep going.
And I'm like, ooh. The dedication is real. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to take it seriously, you do have to be dedicated to it. You do have to go out. You have to practice.
You
You,
might
know,
do bad.
You might do. Yeah.
But if you
if
only
you
do
don't do bad,
it's like-
if you don't do bad a little bit, then
Yeah.
you don't
You
get
never
better.
learn, yeah.
You know. So like, bombing is essential to doing well.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I would almost rather bomb than have like a mediocre set. Because
Yeah.
if I have one where they're like, they kind of like it and then they don't, I'm like,
You
what
don't-
am I
yeah.
doing wrong
Like,
up
yeah.
here? Like, clearly I didn't try hard enough or something. But if it's just like all the way a bomb, we just got to take that
There's a
shit.
lot of lessons from that. Yeah.
You got to be like, oh, well, this is, I see it. I hear it. I know what's happening.
Yeah.
And we going to experience it together, I guess, y'all. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, once you start it, you're gonna want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Even
don't
the
know.
ones that do bad, they still want to do it. That's the thing. They're
Right.
like, oh, but just for a second. It's
was
even
so
that
good.
clap of, oh, welcome to the stage. And they're like, this is it. And then I'm like, God, what are these people missing in their regular lives? They need a hug of 12 from a bunch of
They
people.
need some support.
Yeah, right. 333, baby.
That's some good advice, Bryson. It sounded
yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
It sounded like y'all was
Solid.
talking good talk
Very
out
solid.
there.
Yeah.
Ah man. So Hillary, let's take it
Yeah.
to the first like momentum stages. Like whenever you seen seen yourself popping, seen yourself getting your sets down, you seen it working. Like
Well,
what was you thinking of in that next step?
see, that's again, my story is not step 1, step 2, step 3. Mine has been scattered all
That's
the
how
way.
everybody's goes.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I started my own show at the Burger Bar.
Nice.
Before I knew the difference between a showcase and an open mic. Okay. Like, I started.
I hate to cut you off.
You're good.
I said it earlier. You were technically yours was the first show that I did, but technically the first show that I was booked for. Shout out my man Larry Griffin.
Larry Griffin
at the Burger Bar.
at
That
the Burger Bar.
That was my first show
Okay,
that I got
so-
booked for, but then yours was before that. But
The
shout out
Burger
Larry.
Bar show that I did was pre-COVID, years before, you know, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, you know. I had all these people trying to make sure they were there to do it, you know, and halfway through the show, Tom Peters, I don't know if you know who
I met
he
him
is.
once.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He has been a teacher and a feedbacker of mine for the most positive feedback where I could understand what he was saying without feeling criticized. He has been the best to me.
Yeah.
I introduce him. He gets up on the stage and he goes, "Give it up for your host, Hilliary, everybody. This job is hard, even if you do know what you're doing." I was like, "Oh shit! I said, "What am I?" So I asked him afterwards. I'm like, "What am I doing wrong?" He's like, "Well, here are all the fundamentals of comedy that I had never even heard of. It. I didn't understand like what a setup, punchline, setup, miss. I didn't know any of. I still don't know. Like I've never read a joke book. You know what I mean? I literally just talk it out.
Yeah, it's like the freaking high school that me and Dante went to. They didn't tell us like about English, like there's like a subject and a predicate and like how you build a sentence. Like they taught us that like our senior year. It's like, don't you think?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like, don't you think
where did y'all go to high school?
I think that's an advantage
bad.
though. It's just like some people like I said have to get good at comedy, and some just got that natural thing with it. That's what I like about comedy is like not everybody's process has to be the same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
everybody is,
absolutely.
even
But it
mine,
is
like, with,
nice
like,
to know the fundamentals
book,
regardless.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like,
because if I'd have known those things,
Yeah.
there's no telling where I could have taken it in the very beginning. You
Right.
know, like if we're just going off me getting up there and flapping my yap,
Yeah.
and it's this good, you
Yeah.
know, then I could have already been famous.
So
I guess.
that's how I feel. That's how I feel about my Spanish career because I took Spanish in like 8th grade, and we didn't know what the subject and the predicate and all this stuff was, and that's what they're teaching us, like how to talk Spanish. I'm like, I don't even know what this means. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
English
So
yet,
like,
for
yeah,
Dude,
so,
I
like,
didn't
I'm
even think
lost.
about that because you
Yeah.
didn't know the breakdown of a sentence.
Yeah,
so
and they're
like
telling
if
us
they're
the
trying
breakdown,
to teach
and
you
I'm
that,
like, okay,
in
and
another
Like,
language, and you
what
ain't
it
even
is.
learn that in this language.
yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything either. I went to school in South Carolina,
Yeah.
and it was a poor dumb school.
Same.
And so I moved to North Carolina in the 8th grade, and I was not 1 but 2 grade levels behind everybody in my class, and I was advanced in South Carolina. I was top of my class, reading above my grade level. You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
come up here, I'm like, oh no, I'm stupid.
Man.
I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
Like it was 9th grade before I took my first Spanish class.
Right.
But all these kids have been taking a little bit of Spanish since they were in elementary school, you know? And they're like, I knew that the J sound was an H sound. And like, you know, I knew some rules of Spanish, right?
Yeah.
We're going through first day. The teacher's like, okay, we're going to go through the days of the week, the months of the year. And like, we go through the days of the week. And she's like, does anybody know how to say the first month of the year? I threw my hand up so quick. Confident.
January.
I said, January. Like, no, ma'am. No, I had to get up and leave because it was too embarrassing. Because everybody started laughing at me. They're like,
Yeah, 'cause it was very wrong.
stupid.
Yeah. They all say it like in unison, like
yeah,
I don't know what
enero.
it is.
And I'm like, January.
So close.
Whenever you started, you know, you're getting your, you don't know it, but you're getting your bearings in comedy. You know,
Okay,
you're doing your
yeah.
thing. So, how did the big opportunity come about? The big
Okay,
set,
so
for those that don't know, or do you want to say it?
what?
It's your credit. Do you want to say
Oh,
it?
no, I don't care. You can say
For
it.
those that don't know, you know, Hilliary Begley.
Hilliary Begley?
Yeah, you gotta say
She
it
on
professionally.
Netflix,
yeah,
baby.
doing a damn thing. She's on the flicks, on the Netty flicks.
Yeah.
Damn movie with Jennifer Aniston, Dumplin.
Yes.
So how did that like come
That
about?
came to be because of stand up.
Damn right.
So the truth, the first motivating thing was Katie Hughes. I don't know if you met her or seen her. It's Cody's older sister.
Mm-hmm.
She came to town. I'd only heard about her. She's great. She's this, she's that. She taught everybody, but I never met her before. And then when I finally do, she told me she thought I was funny and I thought she was hilarious.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. And then she asked me what I wanted out of comedy. And I was like, well, I'd like to do this and at least make some money while I'm doing it. Like,
nice.
that would be, I mean, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And she said, okay, we'll start a show. And I'm like, okay, but I don't even know how to do that. You know, like I can't even.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to write a joke. Like,
Right.
what are you talking about? Do it. She's like, okay, well, here, let's pick a date. You figure it out by then. And I'm like, okay.
Maybe you give me some
and I
tips
didn't talk
or
to this girl
advice.
again. I didn't talk to her again until like the day before the date that we picked. And she hits me up and she's like, so have you figured anything out? And I was like, girl, you ain't even gonna believe this shit. I actually just last week set it up. I'm starting a whole show at this new bar.
Yeah.
So she like, I need something like that. I need a deadline. I need somebody to hold me accountable. Otherwise, I'm just like, you know,
Yeah,
floating
I
in
know
the wind.
exactly what you mean. It's that
You know?
procrastination. It's
Oh,
like,
right.
when's the
It
due
eats
date?
me alive.
Tell me when the due date is, and
So
I'll start
get
working
it
on it
done
about
the day before that.
24 hours before that.
Yeah.
Before, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that happened. I started the show and it got pretty popular, and then I started traveling and doing stand up, and then I got booked at the Orange Peel to open for John Reap in 2016.
Solid.
Now, yeah, okay. So I'm opening for John Reap. They make the poster. My picture is like this tiny at the bottom of the poster.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, she lives in Atlanta. She shared it on her Facebook, and she works in movies. And this casting director that she had worked with previously saw my picture, this tiny, at the bottom of the screen or poster. And she called my friend and was like, "Who is this girl? Can I have her phone number?" You know, because she went through my Facebook and saw I did stand up.
Right.
She's like, "Can I have her phone number?" My friend calls me and she said, "Listen, bitch, if anybody from Atlanta, New Orleans, or LA calls you today, you better answer it."
Goddamn right.
I was like, okay. So I'm waiting by the phone. They didn't call me for like 2 weeks. They didn't call me for 2 weeks.
It's show business be moving slow,
Like,
ain't
hurry
it?
up and wait, you know?
Snail mail.
So they end up calling me, and it was the casting director's assistant. She's like, "Hey, can you send us a stand-up video?" I had just gotten one from the Gray Eagle.
Yeah.
And now, but God almighty, I look back at it now, and I'm like, ew, why did they think that was funny? I mean, it was, but all of those same things that I talk about, I tell them way better now, you know?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, look, we have etched these in the stone at this point, you know?
Yeah.
But that was in the beginning with me just spitting them out a little bit. Like, so I sent that to them. They sent that to Jennifer Aniston. She thought I was hilarious, had them bring me in for a second live audition in Atlanta. And yeah, I go in
Happens fast.
with it. Right, exactly. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen real quick. You know, Jasmine Sullivan, baby. I remember walking into the audition. First of all, I was late.
Damn.
Second of all, I didn't even think I was going to make it because this girl that I had lined up, I got us a hotel room. She said she was going to take me down. And then the day before my audition, she's like, "Hilary, tomorrow's my only day off. I don't really want to drive all the way to Atlanta."
Oh, my God.
I said, "Excuse me, ma'am?" I said, "What you mean? This is my career we talking about,
Have
okay?"
you heard of Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah, right. I was like, "She wants me. Please, we have to go."
You gotta
So I had
go.
to call up my friend, the only fella I knew didn't have a job, or not a real job. I was like, "Listen, I know I owe you a lot of money,
Not a real job.
but can you please
Yeah.
drive me to Atlanta?" And he did. And within 10 minutes of being inside the room with them, I knew I had it.
Yeah,
like I
that's
could
awesome.
feel it.
Yeah.
Because like they knew my name, they knew my jokes, they were like spitting back stuff to me about
Yeah.
my story. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, y'all have studied that 7-8 minute video I sent. This is crazy.
Y'all actually watch that?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
they
Okay.
watched it. They knew my name.
More than
was
one.
spelled
Different
loud.
set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was crazy.
That's what's
and
up.
then they called me a few days after that and said that I got it.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it was
How
crazy.
did you like the set life? What was that
Oh
like?
my God, it
Cool?
was amazing. There was a lot of hurry up and wait. The food, I took my friend Amanda. I don't know if I would have been, what I would have done if she hadn't have been with me though, because I was so nervous. I was comfortable, but still nervous in the like, there was a lot of time where if she hadn't been there, I would have just been sitting in this trailer by my damn self.
Right.
And I don't need too much alone time. Okay? Like, maybe I do need a pet. I don't know.
One of those like you go through and walk by, everybody's talking to each other. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm going right back.
I'll just go sit over here. Yeah. So it was cool because they were like, there was one girl, she had an umbrella. And so she was like, every time I got out of a car, she's holding the umbrella over me. I was like,
VIP.
I can carry it. I can hold. She's like, this is my job.
Don't you take this away from me.
Don't you take this away from me. Yeah. And then the hair and makeup time was cool. It was really fun being on that set too, because the main character, she's Australian.
Right.
And she was supposed to have a southern ass accent. So, and the other girl was Israeli or something. And so they would have them sit with me at lunch to
like,
practice
learn the southern.
talking like a southern accent. Yeah.
Like I knew this South Carolina
Yeah.
upbringing would help me one day.
Right, yeah. If it
damn.
didn't do nothing else, I was gonna be able to teach somebody how to talk in a southern accent.
That's what's up.
What was like the biggest like southern accent problem that they had? Like what? Like they weren't saying y'all or like what?
Well,
what-
no,
what
they
could-
said y'all.
Yeah.
There's one part in the whole movie
Yeah.
that I can't not hear it
'Cause the
every
accent,
time.
like, breaks down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she does so well throughout the whole thing. But there's like one scene where she's in the restaurant and the guy forgot to put in the table's order and they're mad, and so she's gonna save the day. She comes out dinging on the pan or whatever. She's like, we just got the winners of our end of summer drawing instead of drawing.
Oh yeah.
It just pierces my ear every time.
That's one thing I learned about like movies and acting and stuff. It's like every accent is like they can hit it, but like that southern accent is like
Yeah, if
They
they trying
either, like-
too hard, you can tell they faking it.
like
yeah.
they either like for actors, I feel like that southern accent they either don't have it at all or they sound like
Ignorant.
1930s Georgia,
Oh, right,
like
yeah.
overseer accent. Like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, like you ain't gotta go back
far.
that
Hey,
far.
Big
Yeah.
Daddy.
Like, come
Yeah,
on,
like,
it's-
calm down. We don't all
That's just
talk
not
like
that
that.
serious,
We're not
like
on a
that.
plantation
We
no
just
more.
say y'all here and there, and
Yeah.
that's really it. You don't
Nah,
gotta.
that-
Y'all doing too much.
Well, okay,
I say. No, we don't do that. Like,
No, none of
Oh,
that.
come on now.
No, Big Daddy.
No.
Like, so that was funny because because there are so many different Southern dialects, you know. Like I had to practice with a dialect coach too
Oh.
because the way I was saying world. Like it was supposed to be world. Like I had to drag it out more,
Yeah.
and I'm like world. I kept doing it wrong.
Right.
She's like, what was the line? He's like, the world is filled with people that are going to try to treat you or try to tell you who you are, but you have to be the one to decide that or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's the way
they wanted
the
you to say it.
world. Yeah, she's like, you got to be Texas, not South Carolina.
That
it
ain't
was
me.
it was interesting.
Oh man, I just like, I know I have like somewhat of a southern accent, but I know it's not as bad as like some of the people we
Right.
grew up with. You know, like there's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
level.
yeah.
Like I didn't have a.
So
big
wait,
accent.
where were y'all though?
McDowell.
Yeah.
McDowell. Where is that?
So you know where Black Mountain is?
Yeah.
It's
Right
like
past that.
15, 20 minutes.
Oh,
past
okay.
that.
So close.
right
Like,
down the
yeah.
road.
All right.
Yeah.
I think Reynolds played McDowell.
Yeah. Definitely,
Okay. Yeah.
definitely.
So it's still this area.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So,
And it's not McDowell, it's McDowell.
McDowell,
but like
yeah.
when where I went to school, people didn't think I had a southern accent. 'cause
Exactly.
There
That's
was
how
like,
it's the same for me.
yeah, because like there's
So-
people
I
with
made it
a
a
lot
thing though.
worse.
Like I was conscious of it. Like I was like, I'm not gonna talk like anybody
Yeah.
from around here.
Well, so okay,
Wow, I
I learned
can't
to
do it.
speak in South Carolina, right?
yeah.
I moved to North Carolina and people were like, "What is that sound?" Like, you know, like
Yankee?
people. No, that when I go back to South
opposite.
Carolina now, they think I have a Yankee accent.
Exactly. They're like,
They're
"Oh, you
like,
switched
"God,
up."
you sound like a Yankee, Hillary." I'm like, "What world are you? What world are you?
Yeah.
Are you living in?"
See, look,
Like, you
went
think-
Hollywood on us.
Yeah.
Did a movie, went Hollywood.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like,
But
no, I just learned how to speak. That's
right.
it.
And I don't think that my accent is any less Southern,
Yeah,
really.
Right. It's not.
But it's just that
It's not country. That's the difference.
ain't
There's southern
ignorant.
accent.
It's
Yeah,
like-
exactly. You're right. I was gonna say 2. There's 3. There's southern,
Here,
then there's
cheers.
country, and then there's ignorant.
All this water.
Right. Oh, wait, you can't cheers me with water?
I'm not drinking.
Oh, okay. Say, Jesus, give me water. Give me water from. You got,
I got
some
no
in yours?
water in my cup.
No. Well, I don't want to cheers with water.
Where's our holy
the
water?
bottle. Well,
In the bag right there.
All right. Quick.
All right.
Quick
we don't
tea
have to
break.
mess
But
it up.
I got super strong qualified co-hosts who know how to keep the dead air dead
intervals.
while I'm doing my thing. So Bryson, go cherry top, go and handle it for me.
Oh,
real
Cherry Top. How long have they been calling you Cherry Top?
Dude,
Bryson.
too long.
Because that. And look,
What?
I love a redhead. I'm telling you. Look, it took me a long time, but it's about the same. It's the same kind of attraction to redheaded dudes as it is to black guys.
Look at us. It's the dynamic
Also,
duo over here.
somebody told me the other day that redheads have bigger penises. And I was like, I don't know if that's accurate.
I sat down on the wrong part of the conversation.
I mean, I'm not gonna speak about that.
Okay. Oh, Cherry Top says
listen.
we gonna keep my cherry
Me and-
tucked in.
Me and Bryson know about this dynamic. It's an effect we know. It's known as the redhead and the dreadhead effect.
Yeah,
We know what it is. We watch.
Yeah,
you know, we
it's
come
good.
through.
Down the
We
block
step
a
through a
while.
few places. We watch how people be peeping us. We know it, ladies. Y'all gotta calm down, though. Y'all gotta calm. Y'all gotta
No,
calm
you
down.
didn't say they be peeping
Y'all gotta
you.
calm down. Yeah.
I feel like your mothers. Here, cheers.
Cheers.
Because like, what? How old are you, Bryson?
24.
Oh,
You're like
what?
5 years
Over a
older
de-
than us.
What you mean? 15 years. I am 38 years old. He said, I'm 24. That is a whole decade and then some. Do that math, Dante.
You're lying.
I'm dead ass. I was born in 1986.
It doesn't feel that way. I mean, you don't look
I
like
know,
that.
because I also act
not
like a
38.
12-year-old. I will be 38 in May.
No. Ain't no way.
Well,
No,
it's
you lying
way.
like hell.
I'm dead. You want to see my driving picture?
Yes.
My dri-
like yes. Like
my
no
dri-
way.
Where's
Hell
your
no.
purse at?
No.
It's over there.
Really.
She gonna get it for you.
I'm looking at you. I've known her longer than you, and I'm looking at him like,
what
are
do you
you
want me to say?
really? You really about to be 38?
May 17th, 1986.
You know what they say. White don't crack.
Somebody get this man. You need to do stand-up. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, goddamn. White,
Yeah.
all right. White don't crack. Shit.
I think. Look here.
I get-
Some of it be cracking. And look, also I think stand up has made me look and feel younger because when I was in the 8th grade, y'all,
Yeah.
my aunt took me to school to register me for school up here, and they thought I was registering her for school.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
How young does your aunt
I'm
look?
fucked up right now. I ain't gonna, like, I've known her for a few months. Like, it's about close to a year. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm thinking you're
When-
max 31, 32
No,
max.
baby. I'm about 38 years old. But when I was 13, I looked like I was 27.
Oh,
like,
man. So
I'm
you
wa-
peaked at 13.
Look, I still have some of the same clothes that I did from then, but they're more age appropriate now than they ever were then. Like, I went into my second period English class in the 8th grade, and my teacher thought I was his substitute teacher coming to take over the class.
Oh, man.
Like, he sat me at the front. I'd never been a new kid. I'm like, okay, this
Dude.
is normal, you know?
It is the opposite.
Yo, wait.
I want you to
Yeah.
keep telling your story,
Wait
but
a
I'm going to show
minute.
you
Yeah,
a
yeah.
picture that's going to blow your mind.
Okay, because you look like you were like an infant when you were 12.
Yeah, dude. This was me when I got my
It's because
driver's
those
license.
lashes.
Wow.
Oh my God! Look at you, baby boy.
Driving that car. I'm sure people were driving by like, what is this?
Like, what are you
child
doing?
doing?
Like, wait a
now,
wait a
I was
second. Y'all are
driving
just
at 9, but
breezing
I
past
looked like I
us.
was 15.
Yeah,
Are
that's
you like
crazy.
what? Who introduced you to cocoa butter? Like, what are you doing? Like what?
Now, okay,
What
so my
was you
family
gonna
is white, but they have a lot of stereotypical black characteristics about how they live. But then how you be like that and then still be racist? I don't understand it. I mean, because they earled us up coming
I
out
don't
the
think
womb.
I'm gonna like get off through this till the episode ends. Like
That I'm
this
old.
is good shit. No, you're not old. I'm saying like you look really good
So
for your
much
age.
younger.
Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that.
Yes, indeed. I might
Yeah.
start calling you ma'am. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with
I
you.
call everybody ma'am.
Yeah, I
I
do
call
too. I was just messing with
inanimate
you.
objects ma'am. I'm like, no ma'am, you getting on my no
I'll mess with
ma'am.
you.
I don't care if you what you are.
Hell
I
yeah.
say ma'am.
No, this is fucking great.
Hell yeah.
What you think? What would you? What's your next moves? What do you want like out of your career in the next? I always ask. What do I do? Next 5. What do you want out of your? What's coming from Hilary Begley
See,
in the next
maybe
5
you're gonna be the one to
years?
hold me accountable. Like,
I got
let's
you.
set a date,
I got you.
date, so I know what to do. Because, well, right now I want to record my special.
Yeah.
Because I talked to these girls. I was supposed to be moving to New York like February, March, but now she says it's not gonna be until winter.
That's gonna be a rough transition.
Yeah, right. I'm like, okay, all right, we can do it. But before I move there, I want to film my special. I might want to film 2 specials, tell you the truth.
the
I don't know
damn
if I'm
thing.
going to
An
put them
hour?
out back to back. Maybe 45 minutes.
Okay.
Because, like, I have enough material.
Build in that commercial break.
Right.
Yeah.
I have enough material to do probably 3 specials, honestly. Like, the first 2 the first one will be out, and then the second one will be like different stuff, but also like a callback to the first one.
Yeah.
And then I have a whole third one planned out that I can do that is only about my uterus and being a woman, which could be and I have a friend of mine that he like worked for Jim Henson's puppetry thing.
Oh, wow.
And he was talking about building me a giant uterus.
A puppet uterus?
A puppet
Puppet
uterus.
uterus.
Okay, so
Crazy.
well, I haven't done it in a really long time because I had my uterus taken out.
Oh, okay.
I had a hysterectomy. This June will be 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Ain't even a lot.
And y'all, I saved so much money not buying tampons in the first year that I was able to buy a fucking car.
Whoa.
Okay, like this
That's
women go
crazy.
through
Y'all
this.
heard the
Okay,
advice, roll
pink
your own.
tags. Roll your own.
Roll your-
tampons. Get out, Dante. Get out your own area right now. I'm gonna motivate you real quick. He's like, come on, ladies, you can do it. Roll your own. Fuck off. That's hilarious, but fuck off. Like I had so much material about my uterus. I called him Charles. He's a Neanderthal named Charles, and he just climb out of his cave and fuck shit up, you know. So I sent that joke. Yes, a lot.
Wild material.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
But I sent the joke to a friend of mine, and she sent me back this cartoon version of
Of your uterus?
a uterus, but
Okay.
he has like a caveman suit on and a club, and he has a name
Sick.
tag that says Charles, right? So, again, 5 years of him trying to kill me. I was doing material about him all the time, so I had merch made, and
Like t-shirts?
yeah, well, t-shirts, keychains, stickers, all types of shit.
Man.
Yeah, and people were into it. They were buying it, you know.
Oh, yeah,
they thought it was
I could
hilarious.
definitely
Like,
see,
check it
yeah.
out. So that was the sticker, right?
Charles.
So
my boy.
when I finally go in to have my surgery, I'm telling the doctors about this. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I've been struggling
Yeah.
for a long time. I bring them some merch, the surgeon or whatever. She thought it was hilarious.
That
And I'm
is
like,
funny.
hey, can I have
Holding the little stick.
yeah. I was like, can I have my uterus when you're done with it? I was gonna be real ashful about it, y'all.
Yeah, that's
I was
a
gonna
request.
like yeah. I was
my
gonna like
religion.
cast it in resin with some crystals around it, you know, and just like put it up in the living room.
Yeah, that-
It'd be excellent conversation piece.
Oh, man.
But,
At least you're not planning on bringing it on stage.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. The surgeon was like, look, it's your right to have it back. You can have it back. But he real
cool.
angry, okay? She's like, he's got to be sent off for testing, and so they're going to chop him up. And I was like, oh,
not cool.
well, I don't want like a jar of uterine pieces, you know?
I wanted the whole shebang.
So I said, well, if I can't have it, will you at least like take a picture of it for me? And she said, absolutely. Tell me why the surgeons dressed him up.
Oh, whoa. This is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God. First,
looks like he's
first
drowning.
uterus
That's
I've
the real
ever
That's
seen.
like
Yeah.
that's the real thing.
It's the real thing.
Did they at least send you a picture like without all that crap on there?
No, look, because I told him like that was the IUD. I told him that I got him a girlfriend. Her name was Liletta. I even took him all the way to
man.
Hawaii on a.
First uterus on the podcast.
Yeah, for real. First, like I've seen the drawings.
No.
I have never
Well,
seen
this is what it looks like.
whole
I was like, it
thing.
just looks
The
like a
whole
meat
thing.
balloon. Like I posted it and somebody's like, it looks like Charles needs to put on some pants.
For real,
Does
for
it look-
real.
you see this? It looks like.
Yeah, that's wild.
I just love that she put a monocle on him though. I was like,
Yeah.
he was a caveman inside.
Those are some
And
real
now-
cool doctors.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they all came to my first show
nice.
after surgery because look, they were like, Hillary, after this, you're gonna
Can I
have
put
to.
that in here? Like a little
What?
picture in picture?
You
that,
should
all right,
absolutely,
I'll screenshot it.
yeah,
I'll put that
absolutely.
in there.
That's
That's on your
Or
Instagram?
just it's on my Instagram.
Okay,
you
yeah,
can
I'll
just share it on
screenshot
there.
it. Yeah.
Well,
Throw
'cause
that in there.
I love that they took the fallopian tube
Y'all
and
think we
wrapped it
bullshit.
around her
They
like
like
an
their buddies.
arm.
Put some goddamn googly eyes on a damn uterus,
It is
man. I'm not even
insane.
lying here.
He's got a mustache and a bow tie and a monocle.
I mean, they went all out.
I was
in
like,
this
he
picture.
went from Charles to Chuck.
Oh man.
Yeah, he
Ain't
went
gonna
from a
lie.
caveman to a distinguished gentleman.
I'm talking about they got your uterus looking like a respectable citizen. Like that's
Yeah,
a,
right?
That's a 750 credit score type of guy
Exactly.
right there.
How long from the surgery till your?
Oh
your
yeah,
show?
so they told me that I needed to heal for like 3 months, and that
3 months?
Yeah, they're like, so no heavy lifting, no loud laughing or singing.
Oh,
I was
my
like,
God.
oh, so you don't want me to be myself
Yeah,
at all?
so I just
like
have to
I
lay
was
in a
watching
dark
TV
hole.
laughing like this. Clapping, snapping my fingers, laughing
Yeah.
because anything because it's an abdominal
Abominable
abdominal
snowman.
surgery. So like any kind of extra whatever. So by the time I was able to finally do my first show, the whole surgical team showed up and were in the audience. I made them stand up and take a bow.
Yeah,
it was
for
awesome.
real.
It was awesome.
Oh, shit, man. I like it. I've
That-
had so much fun here tonight. Is there anything you want to promote, add to him before we get up out of here? I know we're trying to make it to this open mic.
Oh yeah, we are trying to. What time is it? See,
We gotta
yeah,
get
I'll
there.
be
Yeah, we gotta
long-winded,
get
my
there.
boys.
We
I'll
gotta
be
get there.
long-winded.
I already knew this.
It's been
I
a
had
good
you. I
time.
got
Yeah.
you.
It's
been a
You know what I'm
good
saying? I
time.
knew this was gonna be the Hillary show when you showed up. I was like, we're gonna
Okay.
kick back and let her do her thing.
Well, we have the third Thursday of. When are you putting this out?
What's today? Corey next Friday. Not the Friday coming up, one after.
Okay, so then what? That'll be April. What's the
Yeah.
third Thursday in April?
Let's look it up real quick so we can get it right.
Yeah, right. Don't be fucking up, because I do that all the time. 1, 2, 3. The 18th, April the 18th, we will be at Shakey's for the Shakey's Comedy Showcase.
Indeed.
I don't know who's on it yet because nobody ever knows.
And that's in Asheville, North Carolina.
Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah,
2-8.
come on through.
Damn Skippy.
Yeah.
Anything
Oh,
else
yeah.
for him?
Sunday nights at the Root Bar. Also, that's
Let
a
'em know.
thing. You should come because if people come, then it's funnier.
It's lit. You want what's your social media? Plug that. Real quick.
Hilarious. HIGHLARRIOUS.
First guest to spell it out without us having to ask him.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Appreciate
have
you.
to spell it out because people look it up and the one R was already taken, so I had to add the 2 R's. But my name's spelled right so
Plus,
it's
you know,
okay.
just like us, a lot of people went to
Yeah.
public school, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
spell
It's
spelling it
also-
out really.
My mother was-
to drop it out for.
My
you
mother
know?
was heavily sedated the evening I was born. So my name, she spelled my name all crazy. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's Hillary, but it's HILLIARY, like
Yeah, that's
Hilliary or Hilary or
Whoa,
Hilliary.
no, I'm not
you
even
know?
alive. Spelled your name
Wrong the
so
whole
many
time.
times.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I'm glad you told me before we
Yeah.
put this podcast out. This shit would have been up
Go
there
back and
wrong.
watch this part.
I got it saved
Yeah.
in my
Hilliary
phone wrong.
Begley.
All kind of shit. All right, I got
Yeah.
you for sure.
So that's why
There's
it's
an
okay
I
that the
after them double
hilarious.
Ls.
Yeah.
It's the Qualified
Right.
to Motivate podcast. We've had our amazing guest, Hilliary Begley. in
Thank
here
you for
with us.
having me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for
Oh, yeah,
watching.
Cherry
Thanks
Top,
for listening.
anytime.
Oh man, well, I can't wait to watch y'all do your thing. So.